Welcome to the third video in our series on APA style. All of the sources you've cited in an assignment need a reference, which is written in a list at the end of your assignment. A reference answers 4 questions about a source. The answers to these questions depend on the format of the source. This means you'll need to look closely at the source and at the rule in the library's APA guide in order to find the correct information to answer each question. The first question is who created it? This refers to the author. As explained earlier, this can be an individual person, multiple people, or the name of a group like a government agency or a nonprofit organization. When was it published? This is usually the year the source was published, or the abbreviation N.D. if you can't find a date. For some formats, such as newspapers and magazines, you must also include a month and a day if it is available. The third question is, what is it called? This is the title of a source. Again, the information and how you write it depends on the format, which you must look up in the library's online APA guide. For example, print books will have one title that you will write in italics, and a newspaper article will have 2 titles, the title of the article and the name of the newspaper that it was published inside, such as the Calgary Herald or the Globe and Mail. The final question is, where can it be found? This refers to where the source is published. For example, if it is a web page, you'll need to copy and paste the link. If it is a print book, you'll need to include the city and the name of the publishing company. Here is an example of a reference for an ebook from one of the library's databases. You can see it has 4 pieces of information that answer each of the questions above. First is the author, which is formatted with the last name first, a comma, and then the initial of the first name. Next is the publication year in brackets. Third is the title, which is written in italics according to the APA style rule for books. Lastly, there is a retrieval statement with the name of the database where the ebook can be found. Returning to the library's online APA guide, you can find the rules for references divided by format. There are 5 categories of formats: articles, books and documents, images and multimedia, websites, and library databases. Clicking on the section in the side menu or on the box will open a page with links to the rules for the formats. Here is the page for articles, which are divided into 3 groups: articles published in journals, articles published in newspapers or magazines, and other types of articles, like newsletters on a company's website. It can be tricky to figure out what category of format a source belongs to. You need to look closely at the information available on the source to figure out which rule you need to follow. Do your best to choose the most appropriate rule and ask the library, a tutor, or your instructor if you need help. Each page for the reference rules has the information you need listed at the top, with an example below with red boxes that explain exactly what information is needed and how it should be written. Here is an example for a journal article that has a digital object identifier, which is like a serial number or code assigned to the article that helps us locate it on the internet. Below it is an image of a library database where the article was found. It has all of the pieces of information I need for my reference labeled. You will need to go back and forth between the source and the APA style rule to find and write the information for your reference. Often, you will need to reformat how the information is written on the source. For example, the rule tells me I need to write the last name of the author first, followed by a comma, and then the initial of the first name. In the library database, the names are listed with both last name and first name. I need to write the author Spitz first, and then change the first name to just the initial D. Next is the year of publication in brackets. Again, I need to go to the source where I can find it listed. I need to reformat this by copying only the year and putting it in brackets after the author's names, followed by a period. It can take some time to write references, but it is important that you include them as well as in-text citations to avoid breaking the academic honesty policies at the college. Try your best to follow the instructions, and if you need more help, ask the library or your instructor.